Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome on in. Hi, I am Magic Pumpkin. I am giving you a tarot reading today. I do have a bit of news to get into before we start the tarot reading portion of this video. Okay, so I don't think anything like super duper is changing. I just want to change up my content, and maybe it's that new moon in Aries, that eclipse things, that I really want to like shake things up. I want to change it. I've been feeling very just stagnant doing a lot of the pick a card options for YouTube here. What I wanted to do actually is try to have more of a primary focus on live streaming so we can have more one-on-one interactions. So I stream on Twitch. I do. I have my days that I stream on there. I've been redoing my schedule. That's why consistency has been a little bit of an issue, because I've been trying to find out times that work very well for me, because I'm combining my tarot streams with co-working streams. Now, co-working is just a phrase to say, hey, well, I'm working on things, feel free to come in and work on your own things. There's a timer, if you would like to be participate in the timer, either 45 or 50 minutes on, 10 minutes or 15 minutes off. We take a break, we chill, we talk. If you just want to come in there, and like there's like a task little bot in there, so you can like be like, your task is to do dishes, your task is to clean, your task is to take the dog for a walk, or whatever your task may be. Like working on your calendar. I can see my calendar back there, so work on your calendar, clean your makeup brushes, clean your area. A lot of the time my tasks are cleaning related, but if you're like creating content, or you're like, I'm working on TikToks, and like you want to be able to talk with people, chit chat, maybe you're studying as well, you're studying or you're at work and you just want to like have something to chill in the vibe. We just do like lo-fi vibes just like this, and people just get their work done, and we kind of chit chat whenever we want to. Some people do reading, like sometimes I read, or I work on my reading journal during those times. It's just something really chill and relaxed during the day, that if you would like to. And then I'm gonna start opening up tarot reading. So I do tarot reading over there, so it's channel point redeems. You redeem via your channel points, and you get channel points by just watching the video. You get it by following the channel. You can get more channel points quicker if you subscribe to the channel, that sort of stuff. Okay, yeah, so that's like the biggest one right there. It was like, I want to focus in more on live content for tarot, because I feel like you can get more of a value with your time being spent trying to get a one-on-one reading versus just doing a pick a card here. So I'm going to kind of be transforming a lot of these readings here to a community, just one reading, like with the tarot, kind of what I do for like the zodiac signs, for like when the season's coming up, the zodiac sign seasons, like the Taurus season right around the corner. So you can go watch that video. If you're here for the full moon of Scorpio, we're going to be in Taurus season by that point. But I will be doing like the tarot reading here, and then like some pick a card options, but it would just be the oracle card. So it's just going to be like, you can pick 1, 2, or 3 out of the different oracle options I have here, versus picking one card in the beginning and going to there's 3 separate readings. I'm just going to do that for right now, just so I have more time to prioritize doing live streaming, so that we can do one-on-one times. Please let me know, like, if you're on Twitch, awesome. I love it there. I like it. It's a lot easier to do readings, and Twitch is just easier. It provides a lot more tools, and it makes it just easier overall to provide one-on-one readings over there versus YouTube. But if you are on YouTube and you would like me to try to stream it onto YouTube, I can stream the content to YouTube, but you would have to purchase a reading if you're on YouTube, because the only other way to get free readings is channel points, and you only get the channel points on Twitch until YouTube comes up with something similar to that, which I don't think they do. I don't think they've got channel points. That's the best that I can do, so that people can have an opportunity to get some small readings. And then you can always purchase. All of my readings though are available on my Ko-fi. So if you still want a private reading, check that out and stuff like that. And I do offer a discount if you do subscribe on Twitch and you are attached to the Discord though. You have to be attached to Discord and be a part of my Discord. Gotta be connected. There's a code in there so you can get 10% off your readings. Otherwise, you can go to my Ko-fi, to my tier page, and there is still, you can join like the base tier right there, and you would still, oh wait, it's the second base. I got different discount codes basically for the tiers, there's like 3 of them. So check it out if you're interested in stuff like that, for at least just for readings. Okay. Other than that, Magic Circle. This full moon is happening on April 23rd. So at 8 p.m. Central Time, I believe we're in Central Daylight Time right now, but Central Time at 8 p.m. I'll be hosting, it's a private YouTube live stream, and you secure your spot by going to my Ko-fi page. It will be linked in the description box below to take you directly to the shop page for this full moon in Scorpio magic circle. Okay, we're dealing with divine transformation. This is putting in that energy to block people that are no longer suited to you, like you're not vibing with each other, it's just not working with, like, there's just a lot of negativity that you're just like, you're not vibing with each other anymore. It's trying to help boost that energy to give you more strength into blocking a person, getting someone out of your life. You got to be very open to it though. This is divine transformation. You got to be very much more into this, into letting go of stagnant behaviors is like the best way to put it, in the sense of like behaviors, self-sabotaging behaviors, I think is a better way to say it. We're trying to focus in on that aspect to bring to light your self-sabotaging behaviors and how we can like cut them out, because we're done with that. We're on to better and newer things. That's a great thing about this Scorpio energy. It's a full moon as well, so full moons are a really great time for releasing things that no longer bring you pleasure. They no longer may help you grow. We've got to give that energy back to the earth and let the earth disperse it. We've got to cleanse it from the air and our energy around us. You know, if you ever had that feeling, like I have that occasionally, where it's like just stagnant, you don't feel like you're in motion anymore, but maybe you're not having clarity. This is to help bring you that clarity, bring you that advice, to get you going, to get you motivated, to basically shake out that negative, that stagnant energy. I sometimes don't like to say energy is negative, because sometimes energy just isn't negative, it's just not flowing, and we need that to get flowing, which means we have to release certain things. What is holding us back? What is, is there a person in our way? Is there a situation in our way? Can we not look at the paths to get around this situation or this person? That sort of clarity. So that is what we're dealing with. There's more details, and I'll all be linked in the or actually written in the description box below. So if you're like, what other things are we working on for this full moon in Scorpio? It's down there. $11.11 to secure your spot. You do not have to be present for the live reading. You will have the link. You'll be able to go and watch the video at your own leisure, and you will also see a candle report. Usually the day right afterwards, I will post the candle report. We'll have additional messages from the candle burning, from the candle magic in here. Okay, so it's a really fun time. It's a group activity. Sometimes we pull a little more extra cards at the end for individuals who happen to be there for the live. So if you can be, that's awesome. If not, that's absolutely fine. Just be open to receiving the magic, and I will, and we'll talk in the comments section, okay? All right, enough of that. This is only long because I had to explain the changes coming to this channel. We'll probably be going over a lot more spreads, divination, different forms of divination, astrology, all that fun stuff. We're just kind of step away from pick-a-cards for a bit and just do community readings so that I can have more time for individual readings, okay? All right, let me switch over. Hello, here we go. Kind of get it situated right here. And yeah, so just don't mind this. You're gonna see some of my mat. Just ignore that for right now, okay? So right now what I'm also going to be doing is the full moon spread, and this is available for purchase on my website, on my Ko-fi, so I can do a personalized version for you. And then we're gonna pick out some oracle cards, and then that you can pick 1, 2, or 3 for those. Right now we're going to do a full group reading with just the tarot portion at least, okay? Okay, calling to spirit, calling to the divine. What do we need to know? This first card here is going to talk about our current blessings, our current energy. What is currently surrounding us? What do we need to be grateful for? Show gratefulness for. What have we been blessed with? I like to start with this one because I think sometimes you don't see the blessings around us. And we need to see it because it will make it easier when we need to release things, okay? So just go with me here. We have the Hierophant. We have Taurus right here coming in. Like, hey. Okay, so the Hierophant, this is tradition. This is passed on knowledge. Some of you might be students out there. You're learning. You're open-minded. You've either found a mentor or you've become a teacher. So this is also because of like this and that. Like, this is what general readings are. It could be accumulation of different things because it is a general reading. It can resonate with a lot of different people. That's another reason why I want to push towards more live streaming, to do more one-on-one readings. But you know, that's neither here or there. Let's get back to this one. I just wanted to point that out. So again, with the Hierophant, this is passed on knowledge. You've learned a big lesson here. You've learned something about yourself. You've learned something about your work, your routine, and perhaps you're ready to pass that information on to others. You want them to also be like filled with abundancy. So some of you as well, this is a very spiritual card. This doesn't necessarily have to deal with occult knowledge, but this could be like, wow, I found like a new spiritual guide. I found a new spiritual path. I want to delve deeper in there. I'm open and ready to receive guidance because you are a student. You're wanting to learn. And for some of you, you've come full circle in your spiritual journey. You're just like, this is the routine. This is what I'm comfortable with. That Taurus energy brings us comfortability. It is stability. It is, you know, a fixed sign. The Taurus is a fixed sign. It's making everything stable in your life and comfortable in that. So what needs closure right now? Oh my gosh, too many cards. Okay. I said too many. So a lot of things potentially are coming to full circle here, but let's try to get just one. One or two is fine. Half a stack? No. Hey, thank you. We have the Devil card, and we have the Devil card coming here, and it's Capricorn energy, so we got some earth energy building up in here. But the Devil card, it's in reverse, so it's like you've become more aware of illusions around you, and you're starting, or you need to like let them go. Like, when it comes to work, very interesting when it comes to work. We have this Devil card, it's like setting yourself free from people who are holding like power over you. It's like releasing yourself. The chains come loose. Now usually there's two grown people standing here, and like there's chains around them because the devil's like, you know what, you need me, stay here. There's this greediness about it. But in reverse, it's like the veil has been lifted. You no longer are working harder for somebody else. You're working smarter. You've become more aware of this. So this is what you need to release, is this sort of energy of feeling chained down to people and only like doing things for others versus what do you need to do for yourself in order to have growth, in order to really embrace this new version of yourself as well. Also, this is like releasing like the devil on your shoulder. Negative thoughts, negative thinkings, replacing it with something more positive, focusing more on the positive and what you do know versus what you don't know. So I think also this is giving me the feeling of someone who just, when you don't know a situation and so you get stuck in a feeling of you can't move, there's no momentum. We need to release that energy of no momentum, because it's okay to keep going forward. You might make some mistakes, but you're willing to learn from it. You're willing to find someone to help teach you about this. Sorry, excuse me. I feel like my camera keeps moving. I gotta update that. Oh, I touched it. And I think it made it shake even more. Just waiting for it to calm down. Please and thank you. Okay, I think we're okay. We're better. I'm gonna watch myself touching the table. But yeah, so we have Capricorns. We got some major arcana in here too. So how can we help cleanse the stagnant energy? How can we get this devil off the shoulder? We have the World card. Now, the World card is in reverse, but this is also in reference to knowledge and coming full circle, honestly, here. But this is like bearing your truth, being honest and truthful with yourself, and perhaps needing to connect to people outside of your circle. You need to be able to talk with others outside of like your job. You need to have an experienced voice come in and like give you guidance. Also, this is just kind of like in place of like stagnant energy of like things just have to keep going. Things have to keep moving, because this is a card of like conclusion. we're in the process of it, we're learning from it. Because also in this card as well, typically we would see symbols in here, which I'm not 100% certain if the symbols in this particular deck are represented into here, but we would see Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus energy. So all the fixed signs are in here because things are stable. And I feel like a little bit of chaotic energy to kind of shake things up and like get this devil off your shoulder will help you. It will help you very much so, because it changes things up. And this could just be like you're cleansing in a different new way, perhaps with music, you know, using music to help boost. And I say music for 1 to 2 reasons, but helping music help boost your mood and help you, give you more of like this feeling of like you can conquer it all. And that comes from the Hierophant, because if this is where you're at right now, this is where you're really good at. And the Hierophant is a really good speaker. They're really good being motivated, or motivating others through speech. And that is because with Taurus energy is related to Venus energy. Venus is the planet that rules over Taurus, so we see elements of it in here. And that brings a little bit of the Empress energy in as well, just a tad bit, just a sprinkling of it, right? And they Venus like rules over like song and beauty. So you would like to sing about it, or like sing along with the song to help give you motivation, to help cleanse this around you. So we've got 3 major arcana for this full moon in Scorpio. So that also tells me a lot of things are happening behind the scenes, and that's perhaps why this lesson hasn't been learned just yet. This does bring in Saturn energy with the World card, and Saturn again rules actually over Capricorn, interesting enough, and Aquarius, but in traditional astrology I should say. But the World card bringing Sagittarius, think of this as like the rings of Saturn, but this is also discipline. Like we haven't learned our lesson with discipline and willpower, because you're letting this devil take control of you a lot. This is why we have to release these self-sabotaging behaviors and stop basically being delusional about what your expectations are for yourself, and set smaller, more attainable goals, because you want to see the world, you want to go out into the world. But I get like this feeling that what you're going to come to terms with, and Scorpio is such a deep emotional sign as well, like it's very getting into the deep nitty-gritty of the soul, that it's kind of like you're being very honest with yourself and your self-sabotaging behaviors, and you're realizing the only person that's stopping you from doing great things and advancing is yourself. So we're seeing that kind of with this Saturn energy, because we're seeing the weakness in like our discipline and willpower. Saturn wants you to put in the work, and it's like you want to be a part of the world, but you don't want to put the work into it. And like, because you like, because there's comfortability when you know, like, the devil that you know versus, you know, or the monster you know, or something like that, versus the one you don't. There's comfortability in knowing about your situation and like how you can work with it, but you're not making it work for you. So we have to start embracing, like, you know what, you're not going to be working harder for other people, you're going to be working harder for yourself. This Capricorn energy doesn't fuck around, basically. Doesn't mess around, I should say. Okay. So in this spread, I have 2 more cards, and it's in reference to moon water. This is your reminder to make some moon water, which is just putting a glass of water, a bottle of water out under the moonlight, so you can cultivate that moon energy in the water and like use it for spell work later, use it in your ritual bath, use it for mopping, cleaning, all that fun stuff. Okay, so how can the full moon in Scorpio help you? How can you like harness and cultivate it, and what would it help it do? We have the King of Swords, and this is Aquarius energy. I was just talking about the world and traditional astrology, Aquarius and Capricorn. So we've got Aquarius like, hey, did you call? And here I am. I do know it came out in reverse, but we'll touch back on that in just a second. So this tells me when it was in reverse, I just realized I said it in a second. Here it was. In reverse, it's like not having strong will of mind and not being able to have clarity with your voice and how you want. You're not sure of how to like express what you want in words. Just like how sometimes I fumble and how I'm trying to explain what the cards mean. It's it's more along the lines of like, hey, You want to be the king of your mental realm, but maybe you're having a hard time. This is why your world is turned upside down. Things need to be shaken up. You feel very like lost in the moment, versus with, at least with minor arcana cards, you have that power to flip it upright. This could be the mentor that you're looking and guiding for, but you have to have an open mind, because an Aquarius, another part of the fixed sign family, and you see how the sword bends to one side, they've already chosen a side. They're not in the middle to be like they can go either way. You know, they'll be fair, like the Justice card, the Queen of Swords as well. The King has their position, has their decision. It's very hard to sway them in a different way. We do sometimes like that consistency, but for you to cultivate this full moon in Scorpio, it's like being more open with yourself. This is very much so a self-reflected journey with only some guidance from a spiritual mentor, or when you're seeking the knowledge, and this is passed down knowledge. Like, you've already obtained this. This is your blessing around you. What are you going to do with this knowledge of the world, of your demons? How are you going to express like how you need to slay your demons and get rid of them? Will you use your other court cards? Like, as the king, are you going to send your knight out to get rid of the devil right there? Will you seek and take the power of the Queen of Swords and have boundaries set up? You know, having these boundaries set up here to make sure no one can go and enter your space. So when you are cultivating, when you're trying to draw in, because as we are releasing this energy into the earth, into the, you know, into the universe and whatnot, we need cultivating energy to replace the energy that we're like you're losing. We want to see what we can pull back in. All right. And so this is going to deal with the mental realm. This is going to stick with clarity. This is also like affirmations. You may need to do affirmations. You may be feeling at least under the full moon. We'll pull an affirmation card for today, so you can use that as your affirmation, or like have it there, have it on a post-it note, have it somewhere where you can visually see it. Okay, so think about that when you're thinking of like cultivating the energy. The King of Swords, how can you use this King of Sword? How can you have him in like your circle here, in your, if you're creating, which actually I just did that and I didn't realize there was actually a circle on here for some reason. I was thinking like circle, like the world card, like you're bringing them into your world. How can you use this voice for good? How can you use it to better express your needs, your wants, your desires, slay your demons? If you could, you know, do anything without feeling down and attached to something that is so life draining to you, what would that be? Have you ever taken the time to voice it, journal it, write it? Because it doesn't have to also be like verbal. You can do it just in your head. You can write it down. It's a form of communication, but you need to communicate what it is to the universe that you precisely want. And don't be so like, you know, I want money, you know, money, because money, yes, money will definitely like help solve the problems and whatnot for a lot of things, a lot of issues, but just don't be like, I just want money. How do you want to obtain that money? What is your relationship with money? What is the work that you have currently been putting in, and what are you willing to do to get that money to come in? That sort of stuff. Got to be very realistic in that. And then with full moons as well, this is rest and recharging, because a lot of this work can be very draining. I know a lot of people feel very draining with full and new moons. So how can you better rest and recharge and conserve the energy that isn't stagnant? Like, you're just wanting to conserve it because you want it to stick around you. We have the Chariot. And then here's our card at the bottom. We'll touch base on this one, which is more Aquarius energy. So you may have a lot of Aquarius placements in your chart, you know, just saying in there. But we got the Chariot, which is Cancer energy, that nourishing of home, and home is where the heart is. And we were talking about discipline and willpower, like they're here reflected as well. They go hand in hand with things. This is being set on a right path. This is trusting your instincts and intuition. Now that, because it's a sign of Cancer, that Cancer that is about safety, it's about protection, it's about asking for protection. Perhaps that is something you need to do. You need to ask for protection, like ask for it, put an offering out for it, do spell work for protection. Like, you know, full moons are really great. Draw your circle. If you cast circles, this is your opportunity. Get your coven together, cast your circle, you know, do stuff like that, like I do for every full and new moon, aka self promo here for the Magic Circle, but that's neither here or there. Some people can do it, some can't, and that's absolutely fine. So I was readjusting myself on the Chariot here. It squeaked for a second. But yeah, so we're seeing that come into here. So sorry that the camera's shaking. I gotta fix that for the next video. But we're seeing here with the Chariot, rest and recharging means, you know, home is where the heart is. This is comfortability. This is feeling so protected. I'm getting also that vibe of like, because it follows the moon water card. It's like you're going to use your moon water to cast protection spells, to cast safety, to, again, I'm so sorry that the camera keeps shaking. I don't know why it is. But having that sort of protection in there. And then we have the Star card. We have another major arcana. So big shifts are happening. Three of Swords, don't mind that. That's just lurking over there. Just another sword card. Just ignore it. No, please ignore. Don't fall over. Okay, we have the Star card. This again is Aquarius energy. So when we have Aquarius energy coming in here, this is like dealing, this in reverse, it's kind of like we were dealing a lot with community and whatnot. This is why you could be feeling very drained. You haven't been doing a very great job of like doing boundaries. Perhaps you deal with a lot of social networking, you know, even if it is streaming or if it's just talking to a lot of people, like you need to have some boundaries set up. Like don't let, like put your phone on, like do not disturb after a certain time, you know, make sure you're getting enough time for rest and sleep, taking care of your home, doing chores around the home. That'd be really great for you. Now the Star in reverse, this is our crowning card. This is like hidden and extra knowledge from spirit, from the universe, like what is something that could be taken away from your focus. And I get the feeling, because this is a wishing card, this is like wanting your wishes to come true. This is looking for divine guidance from above to be able to pour your dreams, your hopes into the collective, into your own. It's like, you know, as you help others, it helps, it fills your own cup, because you like being of service in that way. In reverse, it reflects about like you're feeling very lost in this time, and this is why we're probably seeing a lot of illusions. You're very to say that you're gullible is too harsh. I wouldn't say anything like that. I think you can be very like someone has to be very, very good. They have to be very, very a good talker, fast talker, to really get you. And like everyone has fallen for it at some point, right? So but with good guidance, it's like you've learned your lesson from the Hierophant. With the Star card, this is also like, hey, you can't just wish for things, for change to happen. You know, this person that you see online, this is what I'm saying, like, it's not really gullible. It's just like when it's always in your face, it just, you become like, what is it called? When it's like, when you hear a noise for so long, and then you just, like, also like when you smell something for so long, and you get used to it, and you no longer notice it's there anymore, right? So it's like someone who's like, oh, you know, if you grind, if you just do this, you know, for you know 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're gonna get all this stuff, and it's like it's withering you away. Trying to even conceptualize doing that, or you don't feel like if you don't do it, then that's why, you know, it's not working. It feels very hopeless. It feels very dark. You're being misleaded. And it's like, because that wasn't truthful energy. That was the devil in there trying to tell you to do these things. And it's like, we need to cut that out. We need to cut that person out, put our boundaries up, reassess the situation to get back on track. And for some of you, this is you needing to really get back into divine practices. For some of you, you're trying to learn, you're a student. We had that student energy from before, especially with the King of Swords. I know, like, again, the King of Swords was in reverse, so perhaps you've been mentally having a hard time trying to like learn a new skill. Okay, but just sitting there and wishing that you learn it is a lot different than actually cracking a book open, or watching a YouTube video, or interacting with others that can help teach you these lessons. You've done it before with other aspects of your life. It's, you know, it's fine to take a little bit of a break if it's been very, like, you know, heavy for you. And now, you know, you got to go back into it. You're going to go back into learn. For like, we see the Star card, and it's always like being divinely guided by the stars, getting really into astrology work as well, learning more about you via your birth chart type of information. Please do see, let me know if you do, and if you have a lot of Aquarius placements. Okay, just curious. Aquarius, earth energy, so a lot of air and earth energy. Okay, so now we're gonna get to the mini pick apart section over here. Because it's a full moon, we're going to do a surrender card. Well, we're going to do 3 of them. I'm actually going to flip the camera before I do this, because I've learned from before. I've learned from before, if I try to do this right here and there, sometimes the cards flip up and you can see them. And, you know, we want it to be a surprise when you look at it. So you can pick 1, 2, or 3, or you can do a combination, whichever you feel, for each of these, for each of the set of oracle cards. It should be probably like 2, 3 of them, something like that. For sure, surrender cards, and for sure, a therapist card for the affirmation. Okay. Card number 1, that came out. Card number 2 came out, and 3. Okay. Flip them downwards. Put the camera back up. Here we go. Okay, so card number 1, if you chose card number 1, unless you want to take a moment right here. 1, 2, or 3. If you picked card number 1, you have surrendered to miracles. Oh, here we go. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. It's having that faith, having that hope. All right, if you picked card number 2, we have surrender to receiving support and love. Allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. This is that communal work I was talking about, but making sure you've got boundaries, but that your boundaries aren't so harsh, you know, to help you. We're seeing a lot. We've got the 3 people here, the 3 here, and the 3. So if you're looking for exact, you and 2 other people. Minimally at max, a group of 4, you and 3 other people that, you know, you can feel very close and very open with. Okay, if you picked number 3, surrender to your attachments to results. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. This is keeping things too close. And because I was talking about before, like if that devil on your shoulder, those people that you're seeing are telling you gotta grind, you gotta work on it consistently, and it's like, you gotta surrender your attachment to results. It's a very unhealthy relationship that you're having with it right now. Okay. All right, next deck. We're going to use the witching hour one. I had to think about it for a second. Again, you can pick 1, 2, or 3, or a combination. And I promise this video is only long right now, only because I had to do the intro in the beginning. It'll probably be a lot shorter for future videos. I just don't want them to get super overwhelming, you know? Alright, card 1. Card 2. Okay, I'm gonna flip those down. Card 3. Okay, back. Right, again, 1, 2, or 3. If you picked card number 1, we have Solitary Witch. Heal yourself first. I was talking about this earlier before about like how this is going to be a very like one-on-one between you and your higher self type of vibes. So some of you out there, this is really going to resonate with having to do things by yourself first and then surrendering. For if you picked this, let's say you picked 2 and you picked 1, you're just like, am I doing it with others? I do it with other people. This can also be about versions of yourself, your higher self in spirit, allowing to receive that love and support of the universe. Okay, and then if you picked number 2, we have Flying Ointment. Let loose. You got to be able to party. This is also definitely highly resonating, especially if you picked like 3 to 2. Let loose. Let things go. You know, you're on the right path. Know that you are protected, you know, even if you feel like you're not. But yeah, let loose, set free. And we have that full moon, that big full moon on that night. So perhaps just have a night of relaxing and just seeking comforts, that Cancer energy, like seeking comforts for that night, which is like good food, nourishment, a cozy atmosphere, you know, setting up the bed really nice, watching movies, and trying to take it easy that night or the day before or after, whichever you have time for it. 3, if you picked 3, we've got Coven and Soul Family. Here's the 4 people I was telling you before. If you're looking for a group of people to like really like work and support each other, you need your Coven. It could be a very, very small group right there, okay? And last but not least, the Therapist. Now, I don't have to flip this one because you won't be flipping cards out of it. It is too large for my hands to do so. So you can pick 1, 2, or 3 at this moment, or wait until I have the cards in front of me, whichever you prefer. And do that one more time. Again, 1, 2, and 3. This is just a lovely message to end this reading with. Alright, if you picked number 1, you will rise above the ashes and you will find a way to become whole again. You will rise above the ashes. You will find a way to become whole again. So another symbol for Scorpio, which I know like people think Scorpion, is actually a phoenix. So high Scorpio energy with this card right here. All right, if you picked number 2, here's a friendly reminder that the negative voice in your head is not you, and you're actually completely delightful. You know, saying F you to that Capricorn, that, well, not that Capricorn, but the devil card in there. Okay, Capricorns, to be fair, can be sometimes very critical, but it's kind of nice. Sometimes you like a friend like that, you know? I say that as I'm lovingly married to a Capricorn, okay? All right, and if you picked number 3, you're doing fine, don't give up. You're doing fine, don't give up. We have like a symbol of like a planet or like a moon behind them. But you're doing fine, don't give up. So that's still like, you know, you're being very harsh on yourself, which then I think leads to a lot of people when you're very harsh. You're like, I haven't bothered to do this. I'm just, you know what, I'm done. I missed a day. I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. And it's like, you're doing fine. People miss things. You're not supposed to be living a life of completely grinding yourself to dust. So take it easy. You're fine, okay? All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps. Drop a comment. Let me know how or what you're doing for the full moon in Scorpio. And if you like where this is going, if you're interested in me doing live streams for more one-on-one interactions, you know, probably, like I said, via Twitch. But if it's on YouTube, if you're interested to see how I look on YouTube, please let me know. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful full moon experience no matter what you do that night. I hope it's wonderful. I hope it's enlightening. I hope it's restful. But I will see you when I see you. Bye.